It's a huge honor, but at the same time a huge responsibility, taking into account very serious developments in the world. So I take this responsibility very seriously, the strengthening of peace and security.
Our world is rapidly changing. Given the dramatic developments in the Middle East and North Africa, how do you see the role of the United Nations in terms of conflict resolution?
I'm confident that the United Nations plays a very important role, and the resolution which has been passed by the United Nations, from my point of view, has to be fully fulfilled and implemented. And I think that it was a very good resolution in order to stop the civil war in Libya. And in this respect, I fully support the statement made by the Secretary General Ban Ki-moon with regard to this resolution, and in general with regard to the developments which unfortunately taking place in Libya.
Is this region here in Central Asia, in particular Kazakhstan, immune to the revolutions and political upheaval? Is it different here, and if so, why?
I would say that I don't believe that the upheavals in Northern Africa will affect my home country, because we have a special program focusing on the economic development of the country, and on this basis to conduct political reforms. And we have a special program which is called the modernization of the country, the social modernization of the country, which means that first of all we must address such very serious, very acute problems like education, healthcare, and providing jobs to the people.
President Nazarbayev has just been re-elected to another 5-year term in office. He is certainly very popular among his citizens here in Kazakhstan. But how do you respond to critics who say he's been in power for too long and his hold on the country, his grip on the country, is too tight?
President Nazarbayev made Kazakhstan a successful country. It's a very well-known country on the international arena. So we value his efforts in this capacity, in the capacity of the president.
Now with the elections over, what are your expectations in terms of social, economic, political and democratic reforms?
I think that Kazakhstan in this respect has made a lot. So the reforms are inevitable in Kazakhstan. So the dynamic is very positive. Kazakhstan is on the track of promoting reforms, of conducting reforms. And this process will be unstoppable, if I may say so. So I think that Kazakhstan is a democratic country, Kazakhstan is a reformist country on the track of changes, and I think that this tendency will be continuing.
You're known as a staunch advocate of global nuclear disarmament. Of course, Kazakhstan has scrapped its nuclear arsenal shortly after its independence 20 years ago. But what are you planning to do to push this cause further at the United Nations?
In my new capacity, I'm going to be the Secretary General of the Conference on Disarmament. And I would say that it's a very difficult job. It's a very responsible job, because for 9 years there was no progress at this conference, on this forum. And I'm going to make some statements and interventions about how I see the future of this conference. And also we must be very serious about the talks within the Conference on Disarmament, because it's a single platform on having negotiations on the future nuclear world. We renounced our nuclear arsenals. Kazakhstan was an initiator. Kazakhstan initiated the establishment of non-nuclear zone in Central Asia, and in the year of 2005, while foreign minister of this country, I put my signature on the treaty in Semipalatinsk, which is a city where all nuclear tests have been conducted during the Soviet times.
Kazakhstan is the world's largest producer and exporter of uranium. Following the nuclear crisis in Japan, are you becoming more skeptical about nuclear power?
My personal view that we shouldn't be so much skeptical after the disaster which unfortunately happened in Japan. And by the way, the people of Kazakhstan feel sympathy toward the people of Japan, and we admire how they are trying to cope with the consequences of this disaster in Fukushima and as well in general. We shouldn't rely upon only oil and gas, but also we should develop nuclear energy here.
What are the key challenges facing the United Nations as a world's body?
I think that there is no alternative to the United Nations. Yes, I know that there are some people who are very much skeptical about the role and capacity of the United Nations, but there is no alternative. There is a single platform, universal platform in the world when people, delegations and politicians or NGOs could come and discuss all the acute and pressing issues that are present in the world.